Alright, guys. Hey, it's Max here from Feed Your Brain, one of the co-leaders. Today we are going to have our first speaker to make up for the technical problem we had last week in class. It is my brother. He's an IT recruiter at Veritas Corporation, and he currently lives in Orlando.
How's it going, guys?
Alright, to start off, what is your background, both school and work experience-wise?
Well, I graduated 3 years ago from the IT program at FSU. I was an IT major there. I also stayed an extra year in Tallahassee after that, working at the FSU College of Medicine as a desktop support technician while taking some project management courses in the graduate program at that time. I figured out during this time that I didn't want to go into a desktop support or system administrator type position, and nor did I want to go into project management. I had a contact at Veritas and told I could do very well in an IT recruiting role due to my great communication and people skills. Veritas is an IT staffing firm. Our headquarters is in Tampa. We had offices all over the country, but as Max said, I currently sit in the Orlando office and place candidates into positions here locally. I really like the idea of being able to discuss emerging technologies with people and where people are coming from and where they want to go next in their careers.
Okay. What exactly do you do as an IT recruiter for Veritas?
Well, I currently specialize in identifying and networking with the top IT talent for both direct permanent positions and contract and project-based positions in the Orlando market. We work with companies locally from small startups to large-scale enterprise-level organizations. We have a strong relationship built with hiring managers at many of these places. The great thing about particularly Orlando is there are some huge companies based out of here. I work with some of the names you guys might recognize, such as places like Disney and Universal Studios, SeaWorld, Wyndham Vacation Resorts, Darden Restaurants, which is Olive Garden, Capitol Grill, Bahama Breezes, places like that, and Deloitte, just to name a few of my bigger companies that you guys might recognize. And really the great thing about working with a staffing firm is the relationships we've built with hiring managers are the real advantage to working with a recruiter as a candidate. Your resume is not lost in what we call the black hole, where applicants apply online to a big database and you never hear anything regarding your submittal. And that's the advantage of working with a recruiter and working with a staffing firm is in many occasions we're directly handing your resume in person to a hiring manager in charge of bringing you on board to their company.
Which helps a lot because I know that I was applying all over the place, and AJ helped me a lot with actually getting my foot in the door at some of these companies, and also helping me out with building my resume and personal web page and stuff like that. The next question we have is, how does your degree in information technology and information technology today relate to the job?
Well, I talk with IT guys all day long. I'm talking tech stuff with people every day. I have to research and learn about these new technologies our clients require for the positions that they're trying to fill, and I have to go out and find and actually qualify these people. So I have to do the research on my own first regarding anything that is a requirement in any of the jobs we fill, so I can actually speak to candidates regarding it and figure out if they are a good fit for the position. Just today I had to do some research for the first time on a bunch of new cloud hosting applications, things like Amazon Web Services and things like that for a DevOps position for the first time today.
Okay. Staying on top of the game. How do you find people that qualify for the companies, and how do you find companies that need the right candidates?
Well, I meet with all my candidates in person, and I interview them here in person before sending them to any of my clients. I find guys through referrals, networking events, creeping on people on LinkedIn, working on the job boards, Career Builder and Monster and places like that. And we also have a large database of resumes we've been collecting for a number of years. And I do searches based on the requirements for the job to go out there and actually find the candidate for the opportunity.
Okay, so a lot of research on your side. In your opinion and your experiences, what does it take to become an information technology professional?
Well, I place guys into entry level and junior jobs all the way through senior, director, and manager positions. We place developers, engineers, project managers, just about anything else related to IT in some way. Had great success in the last year placing some guys in their first jobs right out of school. How I've been able to do this would be coaching them through what it takes to actually get the job. I meet with them in person, help them put together a good resume, put together a couple other selling points into a portfolio that we actually go on send on to the clients. Some of these other things would include work samples from school, website or portfolio if you have one is a tremendous help if you have one. As well as I usually send them a few tech tests that show how they stack up to the global average, especially if it's a programming or developer type position. To sum it up, though, I think to be an information professional, I think you need to have a passion to learn and use new and emerging technologies quickly and often. You're not going to have all the answers at all the time. But you need to be resourceful with where to find them in an IT position, I think, more than anything.
Okay, so stay on top of your game, guys, and make sure that you're doing those class projects and you're keeping those work experiences up so that you're not unemployed coming straight out of college. The last question we have is, what is the most important piece of advice you could give us to become a successful IT professional?
Well, one of the things I wanted to mention, you guys, was a creative way I've been able to help guys beef up their resume that are coming right out of school for entry-level and junior positions if they're light on their internships or job experience so far. In your education section, think about listing out some of the major projects you were a part of in school and actually listing them as if it was a job description on your resume. Talk about what you specifically contributed to the project and the outcome. What was the final deliverable for the product. And then the other thing I wanted to mention to you guys was look into working with a recruiter. I really didn't know about working with them when I was finishing up at school. I didn't know where to go, and these can help you a lot. I think you're spending a lot of time, or you're not being efficient with your time just going online and just applying blindly to websites. And recruiters can help you figure out really what you need to have to get the job, and they also have the contacts with you directly in these companies to get your resume in front of who's actually going to make a hiring decision for you. If you're interested in Orlando specifically, I'd love for you guys to get in contact with me, as well as I could set you up with a recruiter in one of our other locations if you're trying to go elsewhere besides here. Our other offices include Tampa, South Florida, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Raleigh, Richmond, Virginia, Dallas, Chicago, and New York City. So if you're interested in getting some help to try to land a job in one of these places, Veritas and myself, I think, could be a great help to you guys.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, AJ. We really appreciate it. Class, thank you for your time. We hope this was beneficial to you. And if you need any help finding a job so you're not an unemployed loser after college, go ahead and give AJ a call. Thank you.
Appreciate it, guys.
And feed your brain. Feed your brain, guys.